I was looking into this a little bit, and historically, apparently, one of the earliest mentions of the law of diminishing returns was recorded in the mid-1700s. An economist called Jacques Turgot, and he was articulating what would become the law of diminishing returns in agriculture. And again, most of the early references that I've found were all about agriculture.
Yeah.
So, with the same amount of land, you're employing more and more people to come and work on it, and at a point, those returns drop.
I've heard the same about like fertilization, like if adding fertilizer, like obviously adding a bit really helps, and adding a good amount really, really helps. But then beyond some point, it starts to like actually just wash off and doesn't get taken up by the plants at all, that kind of thing. So I think you get that with fertilization as well.
Yeah.
Can I give you guys another little factette?
So apparently Henry Ford of Ford Motor Vehicles ran a lot of productivity experiments to determine how to get the highest value out of his production lines and his employees. And in an interview in 1926, Henry Ford concluded that 40 hours a week was the optimum number of hours for his employees on the production lines. Finding that, when people work more than 40 hours, their output starts to decline.
I was reminded when you were talking about that sort of study, there was around, there's this chap called Taylor, and Taylorism was like the optimization of production lines down to like timing everybody's individual steps. How long does it take you to move this part from here to here? And then he would go around and treat people like cogs in a machine, literally. But I've seen some studies about temperature and productivity in offices. And interesting, I remember it said basically like the lower the temperature in the office, the more the productivity goes up. And I just remember that in the study they didn't find it leveling off. It's just that you kept lowering the temperature in the office, and it kept on going up. Obviously they didn't start testing at 0 degrees or anything like that, but you would imagine it was probably going to level off at some point.
At some point,
it definitely levels off.
All music on this podcast series is sourced from the very talented Frank Cinelli. And you can find loads more tracks at frankcinelli.com.